Hi, I'm Stewart McKay, and I'm delighted to have been named as a finalist in the 2023 Provost Prize for my novel, The Ballad of Billy Lopez, and to have been chosen for publication as a supplementary prize winner. I'm also conscious of my responsibility for being named as one of the 2 best Hong Kong entries. I'd like to thank the judges, the Hong Kong Arts Development Council, as well as Doctors Gillian and Werner Bickley for their support. Set in the late 1980s, in an unnamed corner of the southern USA, The Ballad of Billy Lopez is the story of Brad, a 16-year-old from a difficult home who sees the world for what it is, who performs tricks on anonymous men for money, and who has recently started seeing the doc because he got in one fight too many. The doc, as part of his treatment, insists that Brad start keeping a diary. Initially resistant, Brad soon finds out that he can't help writing things down, no matter how mundane he thinks they sound, or how much he hopes nobody will ever read them. In class, he's forced to work with straight-A dweeb Billy Lopez, whose leg Brad just happened to break in a soccer game a few weeks earlier. As Billy and Brad's friendship develops, they find in one another certain things that they lack in themselves. Billy grounds Brad and helps him to see that he's more than just his upbringing, and that his dysfunctional family isn't irredeemable, while Brad in turn teaches Billy how to let loose sometimes, to be a teenager, while realizing that Billy's cookie-cutter life, with all its cable TV and ensuite bathrooms, isn't quite what it seems. They spend the summer together, growing closer in more ways than one. They grow closer, grow physical with one another, acts that Brad describes in his unique, matter-of-fact narrative style. What starts out as an awkward alliance develops into an impulsive, eye-opening and ultimately devastating romance. This book has taken the better part of a decade to get to this point, from the day I started scribbling out Brad's story in a notebook. I can still remember the morning in 2016 when I started writing the story. I'm not sure what inspired it. I think it was one of those days when you sit down and force yourself to write something, anything. But once Brad's voice came to me, I found I'd never had a story, or characters, or a fictional world that had come to me more easily or more fully formed. Unusually for me, perhaps unusually for anyone nowadays, I wrote the first drafts of the story out by hand, in a series of notebooks, one of which features on the cover of the novel. I felt it was important to write it just as Brad would have done, to ignore spelling mistakes and to physically score out lines that didn't ring true. I also treated it like a real diary, carrying the notebook around in my bag wherever I went, jotting down entries as it were, in any free moment. I hope that even now, in its published form, the novel reads as if straight from the stubby pencil of a troubled teenager. I also hope that, despite the singular setting and characters, that The Ballad of Billy Lopez speaks to anyone who can remember coming of age in any time and place, and can remember the power of their first love. Once again, I'd like to thank Provost Hong Kong for recognizing the value of this story, and for giving me the opportunity to publish this novel, my first. I hope that you, the readers, will be able to take as much from this tale as I did from writing it. Thank you.